Hello children. In the last class we have completed up to the basic introduction of the measurement and measuring instrument, and we have completed up to this point, that is up to the unit. Now just we will see the characteristics of a unit. What should be the characteristics of a unit? What should be the characteristics of a unit? So the unit chosen for measuring any physical quantity must have the following features. It should be convenient in size. What does this mean? This mean that it should be convenient in size. It should be convenient in size means if we are going to purchase 1 meter of cloth or 2 meter of cloth, and we are converting that meter 1 meter into millimeter, and we are telling to the shopkeeper in millimeter, so that should not be a convenient size. We should use the particular convenient size, that is 1 meter. We even not tell in centimeter also, that is 100 centimeter. You suppose 1 meter cloth we have to purchase, we will not say that give me 100 centimeter of cloth, we will say 1 meter. We will say 1 meter, or 1 meter we can convert it into millimeter also, that is 1000 millimeter. We will not say that give me the 1000 millimeter of cloth, although it is 100% correct, but that should be convenient in size. What we are going to measure, what we are going to measure. If it is a very precise thing, it is very small thing, something we are going to purchase, then in that case we can say that in centimeter or any other thing. Okay, and it should be well defined. Second characteristic is it should be well defined. It should be well defined means we should not say that we should take one stick and we should say that you give some cloths equal to this stick, or we are taking some brick or stone and we are telling to the shopkeeper that you give me the sugar or rice or wheat or any other thing equal to this brick, or that equal to its stone. It is not well defined, because that brick, that stone, that stick is not well defined. Meter scale, kilogram, gram, these are well defined. So it should be well defined. It should be well defined, that can be universally accepted, that can be universally accepted, and it should not create any confusion. It should not create any confusion. Okay, third point, it should be easily reproducible. It should be easily reproducible. That means wherever we are taking those physical quantities, that should remain same, that should remain same. It should not, suppose we have purchased 1 kilogram of sugar and we have taken it from Jahangirabad to Bangalore, then it has become 900 gram. It should not be, it should be easily reproducible, means the same thing, because everywhere that 1 kilogram is same only. So it is compared with a standard quantity. It is compared with a standard quantity. Fourth point is it should not change with space and time. It is very clear. It should not change with space and time. It should not change with space and time. Wherever we are going, it should not change, and with time also. Suppose at 10 o'clock we are measuring something else, and at 2 o'clock we are measuring it, then we are getting something else. It should not vary with space and time. Unit must remain same everywhere. Unit must remain same everywhere. It should not be changed with physical conditions. It should not be changed with physical conditions, that is due to temperature, pressure or any other thing. It should not change. So these are the characteristics of a unit. Now we are concerned about the types of units. How many types of units are there? Since the physical quantities are of two types, fundamental and derived, therefore units of these quantities are of two types, that is fundamental units and derived units. Fundamental means basic, and derived means which is derived from that fundamental. So fundamental and derived, these words are simple words that you may be understanding. The dictionary meaning is fundamental is basic, very basic, fundamental. As you are talking to somebody is saying that you are not having the fundamental knowledge, that means you are not having the basic knowledge. Derived units means from that fundamental something is derived from that fundamental. Only by using that fundamental things we are deriving. Fundamental means you are making the base. You are learning the alphabets A to Z. You are knowing all the alphabets. then only you can join those alphabets to form a letter. So that fundamental things you are using to proceed further in the higher classes. Okay, you are knowing what is science, then only you are able to study physics, chemistry, biology, or that classification. Biology also classified as zoology, botany. So fundamental. So we are moving from the fundamental to the top, that is derived unit. So from the fundamental only the things are derived. So fundamental, as the word suggests, fundamental means it is fundamental. That means what? That means it is independent of any other thing. It is not dependent on any other thing. It is fundamental. It is fundamental and it is very basic. It is not dependent on any other thing. So it is a unit which is independent. It is independent, अपने आप में independent है, and cannot be expressed in terms of other physical quantities. So that is fundamental units. That is fundamental units. Okay, like unit of length, mass, time, temperature, electric current are independent of each other, and these cannot be obtained from any other unit. That is why these are called fundamental or basic units. So I think it is very much clear to you that fundamental units. Next one we will come on the derived units. Means those units which are derived from the fundamental units. The units of the quantities which can be expressed in terms of the fundamental units are called the derived units. The units of the quantities which can be expressed in terms of the fundamental units are called the derived units. Means it comprises of fundamental units, but more than one fundamental units are combining and it is forming a derived units. Like area equals to length into breadth. So unit of length, unit of breadth we are combining, that is meter into meter. So we are getting meter square. So it is a derived unit. Unit of volume, length into breadth into height. So we are combining these three parameters and we are getting centimeter cube. Okay, so these are the fundamental units and the derived units. Unit of density, unit of mass upon unit of volume. So it is also a derived unit. Now comes the system of units. There are following three systems we have discussed previously, but in not so deep. But MKS, CGS and FPS I have told you. So MKS means length is meter and mass is kilogram and time is second. Length is meter, mass is kilogram and time is second. That's why name came MKS system. So it is basically a SI system. It is basically a SI system. This MKS system is basically a SI system. Okay, standard international system. Standard international system. Okay, standard international system, that is SI system. Second one is CGS system. Length in centimeters and mass in grams and time in seconds. So CGS system. FPS system, that is foot pound system. Length in foot and mass in pound and time in second. So these are the three systems generally, but we are using only SI system. If it is not in SI system, we are converting it into SI system. Length. So now here below you see in the tabular form some quantities are there and its unit are given, and how we are representing those units, that is also given. Length, that is meter, represented by small m. Mass, kilogram, that is represented by kg. Time, second, so it is represented by S. Temperature, Kelvin, the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. These are all SI units only, so it is denoted by K. Electric current, ampere, and it is denoted by A. Luminous intensity, candela, and it is denoted by CD. Amount of substance, mole, that is MOL. We are writing it as mole symbolically. Angle, radian, that is RD. Solid angle is steradian, that is ST/RD. So these are the just a symbolic notation of various units. Now unit of length. Meter is the SI unit of length that we all know, and it is defined as the length of the path traveled by the light in air or vacuum in a time interval of 1/2997992,458 second. So this is the definition of meter. That is, standardization of meter is done according to this definition. Other smaller units of length, you are knowing centimeter. In 1 meter we are having 100 centimeter. In 1 meter we are having 100 centimeter. You can write it in a reverse way, that is 100 centimeter equals to 1 meter. 100 centimeter equals to 1 meter. Since 100 centimeter equals to 1 meter, so 1 centimeter equals to how many meter? 1 upon 100 meter. By using the unitary method, 2 toffee costs 4 rupees, so 1 toffee will cost 4 upon 2. 4 upon 2. 100 centimeter equals to 1 meter, so 1 centimeter equals to 1 upon 100 meter. Got it? So that means just we have applied the unitary method. So we got 1 centimeter equals to 10 raised to the power minus 2 meter. 1 centimeter equals to 10 raised to the power minus 2 meter. Next one is millimeter. It is 1000 part of a meter. 1000 part of a meter. Now just you see, 1 meter equals to 100 centimeter. And in 1 centimeter we are having 10 millimeter. So that 100 is multiplied by 10 to get it in millimeter. So that means 1 meter equals to 1000 millimeter. Or we can write just reverse, 1000 millimeter equals to 1 meter. So 1 millimeter equals to 1 upon 1000 meter. That means 10 raised to the power minus 3. 10 raised to the power minus 3 meter. So this concept should be clear to you. That 10 raised to the power minus 2 means 1 upon 10 raised to the power 2. 10 raised to the power minus 3 means 1 upon 10 raised to the power 3. When numerator and denominators are changed, then sign is also getting changed. When from the downside, from the denominator which is going upside, then it is becoming, from the positive it is becoming negative. Okay. So these are the mathematical concepts that you should know. Micrometer or micron. So 1 micrometer equals to 10 raised to the power minus 6 meter in the similar way. So 1 micrometer equals to 10 raised to the power minus 6 meter. 1 micrometer equals to 10 raised to the power minus 6 meter. Okay, so these are the smaller units of length. Now we will see some bigger units of length also. In smaller units, nanometer is also there. 1 nanometer equals to 10 raised to the power minus 9. 1 kilometer equals to 10 raised to the power 3 meter. So kilometer is not a smaller unit, it is bigger unit just. Okay. So 1 nanometer equals to 10 raised to the power minus 9 meter. 1 micrometer equals to 10 raised to the power minus 6 meter. So in this way we can represent millimeter, centimeter, we can convert. Some very small units of length. Angstrom. 1 angstrom equals to 10 raised to the power minus 10 meter. 1 angstrom equals to 10 raised to the power minus 10 meter. 1 Fermi. 1 Fermi equals to 10 raised to the power minus 15 meter. 1 Fermi equals to 10 raised to the power minus 15 meter. Okay. So these are the smaller and very smaller units of length. So these units, while doing the numericals and by using this, it will be by hearted to you. 1 angstrom equals to 10 raised to the power minus 10 meter and 1 Fermi equals to 10 raised to the power minus 15 meter. And these smaller units and bigger units, these will be used in life, not only in physics, it will be used in your chemistry also. It will be used in your chemistry also. Now we will come on some bigger units of length. So astronomical unit, it is the mean distance between the earth and the sun. Astronomical unit is the mean distance between the earth and the sun. So that is approximately 1.496 into 10 to the power 11 meter. Next one is light year. It is the distance traveled by the light in vacuum in 1 year. Distance traveled by the light in vacuum in 1 year. So we know the formula of distance. Distance equals to speed into time. Speed into time. So 1 light year, since it is a distance, so we have applied the formula speed into time. 1 year is time and speed of light. Speed of light, we are knowing it is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. It is a standard. Light travels with a speed of, or all the electromagnetic waves travels with a speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. 1 year, you don't see it as a bigger one. You just understand that it is very simple. In 1 year, how many days we are having? 365. So you leave that 0.2422, that one. Only 365 you consider. In 1 year, we are having 365 days. So that days we are converting into hours, because we are knowing in 1 day how many hours are there? 24. So we will multiply 365 with 24. Now hours we have to convert it to minute. Then again we will multiply it with 60. That minute again we have to convert it into second, then again we will multiply it with 60. So 365 into 24 into 60 into 60 gives the second. Why we are using this second? Because second is a SI unit of time. So 1 light year equals to, after calculating these values, after doing the calculation, we are getting 9.46 into 10 to the power 15 meter. 9.46 into 10 to the power 15 meter. Next one is parsec. 1 parsec is 3.26 times of light year. 1 parsec is 3.26 times of light year. So 3.26 into the value of the light year we will multiply. So you will get 3.08 into 10 to the power 16 meter. Okay. Now we will just move on the units of mass. Unit of mass. The mass of 1 liter pure water at 4 degrees Celsius is 1 kilogram. So that one is known, we are considering it as standard 1 kilogram. The mass of 1 liter pure water at 4 degrees Celsius. The mass of 1 liter pure water at 4 degrees Celsius is 1 kilogram. So gram, we are knowing that in 1 kilogram, 1000 gram is there. 1000 gram is there, or you can write opposite, 1000 gram equals to 1 kilogram. So 1 gram equals to how many kilogram? 1000 gram equals to 1 kilogram. So 1 gram equals to 1 upon 1000 kilogram. 1 upon 1000 means 10 raised to the power 3, same as we have got in terms of distance. So here 1 gram equals to 10 raised to the power minus 3 kilogram. 1 milligram equals to 10 raised to the power minus 6 kilogram. So in that way only. Okay. So we can convert these units. Some bigger units of mass. Quintal. In 1 quintal we are having 100 kg. And in 1 metric ton we are having 1000 kg, or we are having 10 quintal. Okay. Another one, smaller units of mass, that is atomic mass unit, AMU. So atomic mass unit, 1 atomic mass unit is defined as the mass of any fundamental or elementary particles. Mass of any fundamental or elementary particles like the atoms, molecules, electrons, protons and neutrons. That is 1 AMU is 1 upon 12th of the mass of carbon 12 isotope. 1 upon 12th of the mass of carbon 12 isotope. This C612, this is known as the carbon 12 isotope. Carbon 12 isotope. So 1 AMU is 1 upon 12th of the mass of carbon 12 isotope. That is 1 upon 12 into mass of 1 upon 12th of the mass of 1 carbon 12 isotope. So the weight of the carbon 12 isotope, 1 atom of carbon 12 isotope is 12 upon Na. That Na is Avogadro number. Avogadro number. Its value is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. They have converted into kilogram. So they have written it as 6.023 into 10 to the power 26. So that means 1 atomic mass unit equals to 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. 1 atomic mass unit equals to 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. So this is also one standard unit, atomic mass unit. And in chemistry it is most frequently used. 1 atomic mass unit equals to 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. How we got? 1 atomic mass unit is 1 upon 12th of the mass of carbon 12 isotope. Atom of carbon 12 isotope. So carbon 12 isotope means C612. That means its atomic number is 6 and atomic, that is mass number is 12. Okay. And Na denotes the Avogadro number. So Avogadro number of particles corresponds to atomic weight. That's Avogadro number of particles corresponds to atomic weight. Avogadro number of particles corresponds to atomic weight. Okay. So that means 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 elementary particles weighs 12 gram. So 1 elementary particles will weigh 12 upon 6 upon 023 into 10 to the power 23. Got it, no? 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 elementary particles weighs 12 gram. Because its atomic weight is 12 gram. So it weighs 12 gram. So 1 atom, we are talking about 1 atom of carbon. one atom of carbon 12 isotope. So one atom or one elementary particle will weigh 12 upon 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. So this Na is that only Avogadro number 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. So they have converted into kilogram and they have written in that way 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. One atomic mass unit equals to 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. So these are the units. Solar mass, it is simple mass of the sun, that is one solar mass equals to 2 into 10 to the power 30 kg solar mass. So thank you children. Next things we will study in the next video.